Good morning. This is a quick heads up. Um, I've added a couple of documents to the Google Drive. Of course, I'll put a link in the video description below to get these. It's free. So, my playing card solo play calling chart that I use for Stratomatic, I've been able to type that up and refined it. So the Stratomatic video which I played, it was just a simple play call, normal per. But what I've done is I've made it now normal situation, short yardage situation, long yardage situation. So you shuffle your deck of cards, leave your jokers in. You flip it over and it says nine of spades, and you're in normal situation. Nine of spades would be halfback, line buck. So you roll the dice, you play Stratomatic as normal, and let's say I get 8 yards. Now it's second and 2. That's a short yardage situation. Let's say I flip Jack of Hearts. On short yardage is short pass, split in short pass. Roll the dice, conduct the play, incomplete. Third and short, I flip a card. It says 4 of clubs in short yardage, fullback, line buck. Resolve the play, 3-yard run. It's first and 10, and we're good to go. So this is available. You can print it. It's an 8x10 sheet. Again, when you flip clubs, that's the 2 through 6 cards. So CD is the card. In is normal situation. That could be second. By the way, normal could be something like second and 8. Second and 7. Whatever you think normal. Short yardage could be anywhere from inches to 2 yards, 3 yards. Whatever you decide. I give an idea. I give a range of what they're kind of designed for. And then long yardage would be a situation where you need more than, say, 4 or 5. So third and 4 might be long yardage for some people. Also, there's a legend here: fullback, halfback, tight end, split end. Slot means the third receiver or your second tight end in Stratomatic. Third back, if RB shows up here, that would be your third back, so that would be your backup halfback or your backup fullback for your Stratomatic collection. So, most Stratomatic games are going to come with 3 or 4 backs. So, your third back is going to be the back that had the third most carries or whatever, or however your season unfolds. And then QB is quarterback, of course. And then LB is line buck, OT is off tackle, ER is in run, flat pass, short pass, long pass. This is designed for Stratomatic. So I thought I would share this. It's free. Grab it if you want it. I'll put a link again to this. But the most important thing here is the brand new Big Country Football game is done, written, and ready. It is the 2025 edition. This will be for sale in a very low-cost book, a saddle-stitched book on Lulu for about $5.99 will be for sale. It's not yet. I'm waiting for the proof to come, because if I don't like the proof saddle-stitched, then I'll change it to a different kind of paperback. But done. I don't know, a full 20 days before the new year is the new Big Country Football. So I have a revised Big Country Football already for sale on Lulu, but this is a new version. So let's take a look at this. And again, it's free, so grab it. If you want to wait and buy it in the book, you can. 2025 edition. So what's the biggest difference? Well, quite a bit, actually. The rules, for the most part, don't change. 2d20 with a d6 for extraneous d6 checks. 1d20 is your offensive play call. The second d20 is your defensive adjustment. What has changed is now all special teams are on the d20 chart. So you no longer use averages. You no longer use generic static averages for your special teams. So when you kick it off now, you'll just roll for the kick return and see how far the kick returner brings it out. When you punt, you'll roll the punt, just see how far the punt goes. And punt returner, you'll roll to see how far the punt return goes. Place kicks now. So you'll no longer have specialized kick returners, punt returners, punters, place kickers, and interception returns for teams. They're going to use basic pro football averages over the history of pro football, but it allows for a fast way to get a variable quickly. Nothing real extreme. Obviously, the most extremes will be fumbles, lost, blocks, and of course touchdowns and etc. And I'm okay with these numbers being 5% of the rolls because the game is fast, and I don't mind there being more punt and kick returns in my version of pro football. I don't mind there being the extreme, obviously, of fumbles lost too. So what's changed on the charts? Well, I've kind of tightened them up a little bit. There's been two key changes to the charts. Three. One, the way I've aligned them. Two, I've removed all reference to particular backs or receivers. So now it's a pass for 7 yards, which means you can decide who that pass is going to. Or you can roll dice, or you can use a percentile, or whatever. Or, same with runs now. If it'll say run 4 yards. I got rid of all the extraneous language, like halfback run for 4 yards. That was all extraneous language. It's a run for 4. You decide if it's the fullback, the quarterback, the halfback, the slot, the wide receiver. I don't care. 4 yards. Also, I combined the lines that don't have a secondary check. So when you rolled 6, there is no secondary check here. It's a run for 4 yards, period. 7 used to be a run for 4 yards as well. This is the other big change. So big change number 1 is how I align the charts. Big change number 2 is I got rid of extraneous language. Big change number 3 is I actually changed the number 7 to an automatic completed pass for 4 yards. I only had one automatic completed pass on the charts. That was the down here. I decided we should have a little more balance between runs and passes, and there it is. The fourth big change on the charts, I added special teams. So now you'll roll a d20 for kickoffs. If you roll an 11, it's a 20-yard return out to the 20, and you start playing. You roll your d20, and let's roll a 6. It's a 4-yard run, 2nd and 6. Roll again. It's a pass for 9 yards. However, the second die says 16, incomplete. It's 3rd and 6. I roll again. Let's say I roll a loss of 2 yards. It's 4th and 8. I then roll another d20 for the punt. And let's say I roll a 19. The punt is 45 yards. I roll the second d20 for the punt returner. Let's say I roll a 6-yard return. So it would be a 39-yard net. And the other team has the ball ready to play. So it's really streamlined. I got rid of extraneous language. I also removed any indicator of who's catching the passes, who's running the ball. I want to be left to decide that in my own way, whether I want to roll a d6 for my team rosters or whether I want to assign those runs to the number 1 back, etc. I don't want to be told it's the fullback or the halfback, etc. I want it free for me to figure that out or determine it. The actual probabilities have not changed in any way. The only change was there's a completed pass for 4 yards now instead of another run for 4 yards. And again, now we have variable special teams right here. So I no longer need my teams, which means the rules have changed, which also means how the game plays has not changed, but some rules have changed in that you're not using static returns. What's most important about this change too is it now changes the teams. So now teams have a punt, they have a punter, John Perryman, and they have a punt returner and a kick returner, and they have a place kicker, but they no longer have ratings. So this is just for your box scores. The punter, John Perryman's punt is blocked. So you put in there Perryman punt blocked. Punt returner, Bowles returns punt for a touchdown. Kick returner, Bowles fumbles the ball away. Cedric Ward hits a 39-yard field goal, right? Okay. We still have the quarterback, back, and RC ratings, and then, of course, I have my quarterback. I also have my backs, so I basically refer to both starting backs, and I also refer to the split end, tight end, and flanker in the book. So I don't give them SE, flanker, tight end. They can be whatever order, whoever I want them to be, but my point is the only thing that matters, names don't matter. All that matters are these ratings. And now, of course, you don't need special teams ratings because everyone is going to use now a generic chart. And I'm okay with that. I don't mind that there is no differentiation in these extremes. And then there's still the write-up of the teams. And again, there's all 10 teams. So that's been cleaned up, tightened up, changed, simplified. In a way, it's streamlined and simplified, but I think made more valuable to people who want to decide who gets the punt, who gets the handoffs and the receptions, etc. For your own way. It's only a 32-page book, so it's also shaved off a couple of pages. Because of the change in the teams, There's now a change in the off-season procedure, so we no longer have the postseason. We no longer have the preseason simulation, which would determine your special teams players. There's now the off-season, the draft, training camp, and then start new season. Also, -3s and +3s are completely removed from the game. You will never see a -3 or +3 in the game. They were supposed to be super rare, and they're so rare it doesn't make any sense if it's not a replay game for the most part. And with that said, by the way, I am working on making some NFL seasons for this. It'll just adhere to a tighter range of numbers. And then, of course, team creation. What's changed is you now no longer need the special teams. So no reference to the special teams. And then the same results chart, identical results chart, is available on the back pages, so it's easy to get to in the back of the book. Also, I have included a BCFL 1948 season schedule. It's a 7-week schedule for the teams, for the league here in the game, the teams in the game. And they're right here, so you know number 1 is at number 2. So for week 1, number 1 is Central City at Fort Jefferson. It's a short, again, I like tight, intimate leagues, small schedules where every game matters, and then the top 2 teams will make it to the playoffs. So your Southern number 2 team will face your North Division winner. Your Northern number 2 team will face your South Division winner in the playoffs. And, of course, the BCF Bowl will be the winner of those 2 games. And there you have it. And then you reorder teams based on division finish. So after you finish this first season, let's say Grand Bay wins the division, they're going to be number 1 now, and you'll put them in order of how they finished. Then you can continue to use this schedule, or you can further refine it by flipping the weeks and reversing home and away every season, and this will make sure that every single season you have a completely unique schedule out of this one schedule. So one simple schedule of 7 weeks will change 3 ways every season. The divisions will be realigned based on how they finished. You'll then flip the weeks. So, for instance, week 7 will become week 1, and you'll also flip home and away. So, there are 3 major variables that will change at the end of one major variable change at the end of the season. That's going to be the lineup of the teams. And then, if you flip the weeks and home and away every other season, you're going to get constantly new schedules, and you won't have to keep inventing a new schedule over and over and over. And there you have it, folks. That is a free version of Big Country Football 2025 edition, and hopefully people will enjoy a varied special teams. It's just a little faster. I had a variable special teams chart which required a D6 roll, and you have to do some math in your head. I just decided just roll the damn D20, and it's a kickoff out to the 21, and start playing. You're going to punt, just roll to punt the ball. Okay, 40-yard punt, return is 8 yards. Let's keep going. We got a little bit of variation, but it's fast. You're going to be rolling 2d20 on every roll anyway, so when you're punting, you just roll both 2d20s. The first d20 is the punt, the second d20 is the punt return. It's super simple. So you're always going to be rolling 2d20 for every offensive snap. Now you're going to roll 2d20 for punts and kick return, or for kick returns, 2d20 for punt and kick. Place kick is yard line. So if I'm on the 27-yard line, I want to kick a field goal. That's going to be a 44-yard field goal. I need to roll 20 down to 9. I will make it. If I roll an 8 and below, I will miss the kick. So this is the yard line it's good from. So the longest kick in the game will be a 55-yarder. In the game. A kick from the 38 can only be made 5% of the time. So it's pretty extreme. But again, this is a unique version of pro football. So if you're on the 36, for instance, you're only going to make it on 20. If you're on the 31, you can make it on the 15, the 16, the 17, the 18, the 19, the 20. Right? If you're on this 26, you can make it 9 up. Right? If you're on the 24, you can make it 8 up. Right? So you can still miss PAT on a block. If you're playing with your place kick, your PAT kicked from the 15, wow, there's going to be a lot higher chance. From the 15, there's 3 chance. There's going to be 15% chance to miss the PAT if you're kicking from the 15. Remember, this is the yard line you're kicking from, and it has to be equal to or better than to make it. a traditional place kick prior to the change in 2016, you'll only miss it on a block. Right here. Right? So this is the 13-yard line. So that's how the place kicks work. And then interception returns are back from the line of scrimmage. I throw an interception. I roll to see how bad. 1 yard backward. Or a touchdown. Pick 6 or 13 yards backward. Right? And there you have it, folks. That is the new Big Country Football 2025 edition. Again, completely finished today. I've been playing a lot of this because I'm playing PFL using the original first edition. I have put up the new first edition, slightly tweaked. That is for sale on Lulu right now. That's the one I'm playing in the videos of late. But I wanted to revise this because I had ideas to, as I've been playing, I've had ideas that I don't really want it to tell me that it's the fullback with the halfback. I don't want it to tell me that it's the tight end or the quarterback on that 11-yard run. It would be nice that 11-yard run could be the fullback, the halfback, etc. The loss of 2 could be the quarterback. So it depends on how you want to determine who's carrying the rock and who's catching the passes. It just gives you a lot more dynamic freedom in how you're going to collect statistics for every team in your league. And then very quick variable special teams on the same chart. So I think it's going to be a more effective, more fun, more dynamic version of Big Country Football for what that's worth. And again, it's free, so grab it, give it a go. All right, bye-bye.